Change is common in college basketball. New players, new coaches, and sometimes new roles. This is especially true for Middle Tennessee starting point guard
Donovan Sims.
But at the root of it all is one motto.
For each other. It really gets installed in you, like how Coach Wortman wants you to play, how you should play the game.
It wasn't until high school that he learned these 3 words. But because of his father, he'd been living for others his whole life.
So he'd tell me, like, go out there, get somebody a shot, get somebody a good look or something like that, so I'd just go out there and do it for him.
While Dean Sims doesn't do the coaching for Donovan anymore, he still sees every one of those highlight reel plays from the stands. After all, togetherness is at the root of the Sims family.
We've always, as a family, traveled to every one of our kids' events. So now with Donovan being in college, I live for being able to be at his games.
From Nashville to Nassau, from the Mean Green to Bowling Green, Dean and Robin Sims haven't missed a single game this season.
Yesterday at UAB, it was so loud, I couldn't hear anything. Like, I heard my dad just telling me stuff like stay focused, stuff like that, and just, it's pretty cool knowing like we go places and I see them there, like after the games, I still get to see them.
Less than 10 years ago, that wasn't a given. Donovan was extremely close to not ever seeing his father again.
I didn't really understand what was going on, really. I just knew that everybody was going to the hospital, that everybody was saying everything's gonna be okay. But after that, I don't remember anything.
Honestly, I had a life event, which was a heart attack. That heart attack changed my perspective on what I wanted to do in life.
Without hesitation, Dean left his 28-year career in telecommunications to take a job flexible enough to be closer to his family.
Dean and Robin and that family are, to me, why he's so successful. It's the uniquest families I've ever been around in terms of their support for each other, and I think Donovan's thrived from that support and that love and that commitment that they have for each other.
For each other. The simple phrase that Barry Wortman began drilling into Donovan's head as a freshman at Blackman High School.
I can remember having a conversation with Coach Wortman. He said to me, I can see it. He's a special player and he's going to be a really special player. And for that reason, I've never done this before, but I'm actually going to come down and coach the freshman team.
Had my hands on Donovan in that class in his entire 4 years, and I think the trust that Robin and Dean and Donovan had in our program, had in our coaching staff, allowed us, one, to coach him hard, and 2, to have a special relationship.
Seeing what he did with Darius and that group of guys as I was going through middle school and their 4 years, seeing what he did with them, how he's changing Blackman, and just how he took initiative to come down to us, like going from varsity to freshman, and just, that was pretty cool.
Donovan was closely scrutinized in every aspect of his game. It turned him into a true leader, the most important quality you can have as a point guard.
We're really tough on point guards in our basketball program. They sort of expect them to be the extension of our coaching staff, and we've been demanding on all of our PGs, and Donovan's no exception. Coached him hard and a lot of demands for 4 years.
Donovan wasn't new to the history of Blackman point guards. In fact, one was very close to his heart, Darius Thompson.
Yeah, that was my guy for real. He taught me a lot. We used to play in the driveway a lot. He used to dunk on me all the time, play Xbox, all that. Just even when he first went to college, like, I had him as my wallpaper on my phone. Just like being from Murfreesboro, coming from Blackman, playing for Coach Wortman, I just wanted to follow in his footsteps and just be as good of a player as I could be. As I started to get older, I kind of learned more from him, like how you play the game as a point guard. That's really what I tried to model my game after when I was from like probably 8th grade to still now. When I was in 8th grade and he was a senior Blackman, I always joke about like maybe one day we'd play against each other in college, but like it's usually something like 4 years, so he'd be gone by then.
But last March, that joke became a reality. Thompson graduated from Virginia and transferred to Western Kentucky for his final year of eligibility. That meant student and teacher had an opportunity to face head-to-head. It just happened to be one of the best games in recent years at the Murphy Center.
That Western Kentucky game, if you ask my proudest moment, it would have been that game because Donovan was playing against his mentor. And it was special.
Giddy into the front court. Giddy. Lob. Backdoor. Nick King from Donovan Sims.
Now ranked, for the first time in school history, Middle Tennessee had something to prove. It was the most pivotal game of the season, and for Donovan, his life.
I tried to make it not seem as big as it was in my mind, but really in my mind it was pretty big for me.
Left elbow. Looks to the left side. Goes over there to Donovan Sims. Sims back out to the top. Goes left side to King. No. There, Donovan Sims went in and scored himself.
So that was a great game for me, a great game for him. And I really feel like that was a launch pad for him, for his success.
Fast forward to his sophomore season. 12 new players and a brand new coaching staff. As the elder statesman, more was asked of Donovan.
You know, he and I have many conversations in regard to him just kind of changing his mindset because for years he hadn't been asked to be a scorer.
It sounds weird, but like it's really hard for me to like, I wouldn't say it's hard for me to score the ball, but like I've always loved just passing the ball, making a good pass, making a simple pass, making a nice pass. So scoring the ball this year is just, I've struggled at times with it, having that mentality. I've came out here, I've scored 28 points, next game I'll score 4. Stuff like that, just keeping that same, just trying to keep that same mentality that's probably been difficult for me, but I feel like I'm getting better at it.
1 minute to go here in the Murphy Center as the Blue Raider faithful are on their feet. Middle with a 2-point lead. For UAB, you have to secure the rebound if it's a miss. You cannot afford to give up an extra possession, an extra 30 seconds off the clock. Got to do something quickly for Middle Tennessee. 1 on the shot clock. Sims, step back, 3, go!
He's got nice athleticism too, sneaky good at the goal and really good going and getting his own shot. So to see him being more aggressive and still finding that balance where he's making guys on his own team continue to be better and making the game easy for others. One, it's obviously helped the team in my opinion, and also grown his game, made him better. You know, they don't call him the mayor of Murfreesboro for anything.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm excited about, you know, hearing that Donovan is the mayor, it's good to have him. So you know, it's like having all the backup now that when people call and they email or they tweet me about things that they're not happy about or excited, I've got somebody now, I'm just going to pass that off to Donovan. So.
Oh, I don't know if I'm ready for all that.
That's something that kind of came as a surprise to both my wife and myself, and I like the title for him. He's good representation for our town, not only as a basketball player, but his character.
Watching Donovan as a freshman last year and seeing how much there's an emphasis on family, I think it's always important when you see someone that's, you see the hat that says Murfreesboro made, it's someone that's from Murfreesboro, that's part of this community, and you see them be successful. That's something that, you know, we're proud of all the players, but I think it especially makes it where we're proud of Donovan being from Murfreesboro and representing this community.
Thanks, Donovan. Way to make White proud.
I always said this, I've said this about several of our guys, but especially in Donovan's case, he's the kind of kid that's who I want to marry my daughter, so really a special kid.
As Sims matures into the player he needs to be, he still remembers his family, his teammates, and his hometown. With everything he does,
let's stack it up, Sims. You got us, baby.
This mayor's campaign pledge will always be,
You got to be together. All right.
For each other on 3. 1, 2, 3.
For each other.
for GoBlueRaiders.com. I'm Tyler Lamb.